Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of CSX in the Kitchen. Joining me today is Marilyn Mack.
Hi, Julie.
Yes, it's good to see you again.
You too.
Yeah, she was on the show a couple of years ago, and you made that blueberry cobbler that just sent me reeling, and the mac and cheese.
Yep.
And it was delicious. So I had to have you back because I keep seeing you cooking on social media all the time. You're amazing, really. She kind of puts me to shame.
So not true.
Oh,
but
come
thank
on.
you.
Okay, so we're going to do stuffed grape leaves.
Yes, today we're going Greek. You've got a Greek in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I've got you, honorary Greek, sauteing up some red
Thank you.
onion and a little bit of butter. Because it is a really common misconception that the Greeks only use olive oil for cooking. They use a lot of butter in the cooking. So that's another layer of flavor that you add. So
That's always a good thing.
it really is. Another thing that we're going to add are some fresh herbs. I've just chopped up some real rough chop, some parsley, dill, and mint. And this is going to go in our bowl with 1 pound of some beautiful ground lamb, a couple of palmfuls of just an ordinary long grain rice,
Okay.
and some pine nuts.
The pinoles.
Pinoli. And the pine nuts don't have to be toasted. You're not really looking for flavor. We're going to roll these in grape leaves, and we're going to be simmering them in a beautiful broth, so it'll pretty much lose the flavor anyway if you try to toast them.
Okay.
So we've got salt and pepper in there, and we've got our pan ready for when we start
Beautiful.
rolling. And we've got the pan lined with a couple of grape leaves and some sliced lemon for flavor, and the grape leaves lined so that nothing burns while you're simmering it on the stove.
I think that's great. And I love adding the acid because it lifts it all.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to have you turn that off
Okay.
so we can cool that down just a bit. I'm going to
Okay,
get
it's
my
off.
hands in here and start mixing this. And don't be afraid to use your hands. Clean hands are pretty much the only tool that I rely on in the kitchen.
They're a great tool.
They're a really great
say
tool.
it all the time.
You know, it's the same with baking bread. You have to feel your food.
Yes.
Plus, my grandmother always used to tell me that a cook's hands flavor the food. So,
Isn't that something? And your Greek grandmother
yeah.
who taught you how to make these
Yes.
grape leaves. And what's the Greek word for it?
Dolmadas.
Dolmadas.
Dolmadas. Dolma means filled, and dolmadas means many filled. And we'll probably be making some that are sort of small, and those are called domaldakia.
Okay.
Anything with akia on the end in Greek means small or tiny.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
So you don't have to worry about overworking this meat either. I know, a lot of times with beef, you have to worry about overworking it if you're going to make a hamburger or meatloaf or something, but
Yeah.
this is going to simmer so long in broth that it won't matter.
Okay. All right.
And if you do not like lamb, if you're not a fan of lamb, which I kind of think you might not be, you can use beef in this, you can use
You
pork.
busted me,
I
Marilyn.
busted you. And it's okay.
Good news is everyone else who's here
That's right.
likes it.
We've got a nice crew who will absolutely love to sample this.
Okay.
So, okay.
True confession.
Okay.
I saw her on social media.
While you're talking,
She
I'm gonna
goes,
move this.
"There's more lamb than rice," and I was like, "Oh no, I don't." You don't want to insult people, but you're cool with it.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm the pickiest eater there is on the planet.
You are?
Oh, yeah. I'm not a fan of vegetables. I'm not a fan of fruit. I'm pretty much an anomaly. I can cook anything and typically do, but I don't eat a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I understand. Well, let's talk about your journey. You've been on quite a journey.
I've been on a weight loss journey. I've been on a healthy journey, really.
Yeah.
And weight loss has just been really a nice byproduct. But I've lost 57 pounds in the last 8.5 months. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it feels good. I feel much better. I feel healthy and definitely more fit. And a lot of that has to do with exercise, but the biggest portion is eating.
Yeah.
You have to eat real food.
Yes, you do, because there's a lot of a processed food country.
It really is. And there's no worse thing to put into your body than something that you can't pronounce. all the ingredients in
sure.
these foods. So this is all things that you can pronounce. So what we've got here, I'm going to let you get in here and do some fun rolling.
Okay.
I'm going to do a sample for you.
Oh,
Let me
please
put that
do, 'cause
aside.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
So basically what we've got here are some very, very beautiful grapevine leaves. And these are typical in the spring. These are really thin. Sometimes you'll find them and they're really thick, and
How do
no
you prefer
worries.
them? Thin?
I like them thin.
Yeah.
They are very tender when they're thin.
Yeah.
So, and these come in a jar. You can get them basically any grocery store now. So what you're going to do is you're going to pinch off a little bit of your mixture, and you're going to place it right at the base. This is not the prettiest leaf, but we'll make do.
Is it like a burrito?
Yes, you're going to roll like a burrito. So you're going to start wrapping from the bottom. Tuck in your sides. Tuck it up. We'll see if this leaf cooperates for us.
I'm going to move this over. So it's
Yep, I'm going to move the
not in
bowl
the camera
too.
shot.
And this is a very messy one. So we'll get better as we go along, just like you do with pancakes, right?
Yes. I think it's adorable.
So we're going to plop it in here, and we're
then
going
you're
to
gonna-
keep rolling, and we're going to line that in a single layer. And
Is there any one way to do it with the
these
the
on
veins
here.
up?
Yes, that's a really good
Is
question.
this in the way, you guys?
Is that in
No?
the way?
Okay. Right.
And here you've got two, which is
Oh.
fine because these are really thin, so you could do two and it wouldn't
Listen,
matter.
I'm off to a great start.
So basically what you want to have is the dull side open facing you and the shiny side down.
Okay, so is this enough right here?
Yeah, you're going to squeeze it between your fingers like, I'll show you, I'll give you an example.
Show me one more.
Yep. So you always take it and
Oh, like
squeeze
this.
it like that. And you know, if not much comes out when you're squeezing, then it's probably the right size.
And the reason you didn't have to wash your hands after handling the lamb is because you're going to simmer it all in there.
You got that right. This is all going to
Okay.
simmer away.
Okay, so
All right, so you're gonna
here.
you're gonna start at the bottom,
Oh,
just like this. Start at the very bottom,
okay.
cross it over,
And cross
like
it
that.
over like
then
that.
you're gonna tuck in each side. And when they're thin, they're very they're a little harder to work with.
That's okay.
And then you roll it.
All right.
Yay, you did it!
Woo! I'm an honorary Greek.
That's right. You Greek now.
You Greek now.
You Greek now. You belong in the family.
When we were talking about this earlier, I said, "Do you like the big fat Greek wedding movies? And do you watch them every time they're on?
Yes.
And you probably own them."
Yes.
Okay.
Much to my Polish husband's chagrin.
And then in that movie, the father used Windex for everything.
Yes. And that's me, and my husband will attest to that.
That is so funny. I love it. Okay, so
So you want to try another one, see if you can get a real pretty one and roll it real tight?
wasn't it pretty?
It's kind of pretty. It's like pancakes, Juline.
It is like
That
pancakes.
first one is never
It's never
perfect.
good. Never. You know, here's another confession. I don't like pancakes.
What?
I don't like French toast. I don't like waffles. I don't like any of that. I don't bacon and eggs, girl.
Do you like bread, at least?
I love bread, but
See?
we're going
Good.
to talk about your bread in a little bit because you brought me some bread.
I did.
Okay, so no, up.
Bottom up.
I'll get
One
this.
side, then the other. First this side, and then this side. So you
Okay,
then you do the side.
this is going to be the most
Then the
beautiful
side.
one I've ever made,
then roll
it's the
tight.
second one I've ever made.
Beautiful. See? Bravo.
Yay! Bravo! Is
Bravo.
that Greek? Mm-hmm. Really?
Very much so.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
we're just going to keep on rolling these, get them in there, and then what's the next step?
Yeah, so the next step is for me to just rinse my hands off real quick since I have lamb all over me. All right, quick rinse of the hands. And then I have a little bit of chicken stock here. So when we
Okay.
have this pan completely full, you might get, on a 1 pound of meat, you might get 2 full layers.
Really?
It depends on how many leaves are in a jar,
So
how
you just
big the
layer
leaves
them
are.
on top of each other.
So you just lay them on top of each other. And in between each layer, you would do some slices of lemon or squeeze of lemon so that you're going to get flavor all the way through.
Okay.
And then once you've got your all your leaves rolled, you would put about 2 cups of chicken stock, drizzle of olive oil,
Okay.
and then you're going to weight it down with a plate
Oh.
because you're going to simmer this, and you don't want those leaves
To open
falling
up?
apart
Yeah.
with all the meat and the rice expanding. 'Cause
Right.
the rice is going to cook in there with the meat, and they're going to puff up.
Okay.
And then we have some that are actually ready.
Oh, well, look at that.
So this is the pot of the completed dolmadas.
You worked
gonna
very
move
hard
this out
on
of the
this.
way.
Should I put them in the bowl?
Yeah, we'll put a couple in the bowl. I'll show you how we
How you
do it. What I did do is earlier I made a little bit of avgolemino sauce, which is the egg and lemon and chicken stock.
Okay.
And that's the base of every chicken lemon rice soup you've had at
Yes,
a diner.
I've had it.
Yes.
Now, I like that.
Yes. Well, then you'll like this. And so we just do a little bit of the sauce, and I don't have a spoon handy, or I would spoon some beautiful foam on top. What do we have one? We do.
We have a spoon.
All right. Just to make it pretty. Get a little bit of foam,
Very nice.
and then we're going to take a little lemon.
That's beautiful.
And we're just going to do a couple of zest
I have that
curls.
same zester. I like it.
I love this. It's
Have you ever-
fancy, right?
Yeah, it's fancy. Have you ever made limoncello?
Yes. I have some in my freezer still.
I know where I'm coming because she lives. We live on the same block.
Same block.
And we didn't know that until the first time you did this show. That was crazy.
I know.
I know.
It's awesome.
I know. Okay, so this is it.
So
this
this
is
is
the final
it.
product.
This is the final product. And if we were at my house, or we were in a little cafe in Greece and you were served this, you would have a little glass of ouzo or a little glass of wine.
Too.
Right. And in Greece, they never ever serve you alcohol unless you have a snack. The two are never done without each other.
That's
which
interesting.
I love.
Yeah. So I take it you've been to Greece.
Yes. Yeah. A couple of times.
Was it just?
Amazing. Yeah.
Beautiful?
Yeah. I cannot wait to go back. I've got to drag my husband there.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
got it. I know a guy who is from there and lives there. He's a musician. Go
Oh.
figure, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about your bread baking because you've been really you've been on a bread terror.
I have. I am, I'm a learner. I like to learn. And I just feel like breaking bread is such an important part of my life and who I am.
Yeah.
And I figured I would go back to the very basics and learn how to bake a really good loaf of bread. So I've been working on sourdough. I've been working on, my typical Greek bread, which is a very rustic loaf with a little
the
honey.
Greek bread.
Yes, that's
and
a sourdough.
This is the sourdough. Sourdough is my very favorite.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I don't know
me
if
too.
I've had Greek bread, but not like this.
Yeah, typically Greek bread is very pale, thin crust, and I tend to make it, like they do in the villages.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, my dream is to have an outdoor oven so that I can really bake bread like they do in the old country.
You need to have that because first of all, you have the most beautiful backyard, especially, in the
Oh, thank
spring
you.
and summer and fall. It's gorgeous. You've spent a lot of time
Thank you.
planting.
Yeah,
And boy, I could use some of those skills too.
I'll help you out.
Well, I don't know if you really want to. It's pretty barren back there. So you brought this bread for us, and
Yeah, absolutely. Soak up a little bit of sauce, eat it, and breaking bread, it's not cut, it's torn.
Okay.
So that's on purpose.
yeah.
We tear off hunks of bread and eat it with everything. So,
Well, I'm going to come to your house and drink your limoncello.
yes.
And I'm going to watch you bake bread.
Yes. And you're going to eat bread.
And I'm going to eat bread and pet your sweet dog, your bulldog,
Yeah.
whose name is
Monkey.
Monkey is so cute, and not only has Marilyn lost weight, Monkey's lost weight.
That's right. He's lost 20 pounds.
I'm so proud. You rescue Bulldogs.
Yep, Detroit Bulldog Rescue.
Okay, we have to give them a plug because you
Yeah.
do great things. And I remember last time you were here, I said, "Oh, I love bulldogs." You go, "Juline, they're very expensive." I go, "Well, I love them from afar."
Yes, they are very expensive, but they're worth it.
Yeah.
Just like anything.
Yeah, they're so sweet.
They're babies.
Sweetbird. That was,
Yes.
that was your.
That was the name of my brand that I had my old business under, and
Yeah.
I decided not to sell it so I could keep my brand. So I still really am Sweetbird Kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'm toying with the idea of, doing a cookbook under that name. So we'll see. Stay
Okay.
tuned.
Copyright 2019.
Yes.
Okay, well, Marilyn Mack, I want to thank you for
Oh,
being
thank
here.
you, Juline. I appreciate it.
It was really nice to have you here. I learned a new skill that I've never learned before, which is always good in life. And we're going to crack a little wine open, and we're going to eat some bread and some dolmas.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Bravo, you did.
I'm almost Greek, y'all, okay? All right. But I threw a y'all in at the end. Okay, well, thank you so much. It's great to have you
Thank
here.
you, Juline. I really appreciate
And
it.
please come again. And,
I will.
Because I don't mind having guests because you do all the work.
It's the fun part.
And I helped a little bit.
You did.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank
We'll talk
you.
to you next time on CSX in the Kitchen.